Welcome to GovCon Unscripted, where we dive into the unfiltered stories and strategies from all around the world of government contracting. Join host Chelsea Roberts as she explores how to navigate, thrive, and win in this complex but lucrative industry.
All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to GovCon Unscripted. I'm your host, Chelsea Maggot, and today I've got with us the two Davids, David Neal, game changer for government contracting, and David Fine, a AI evangelist, who is first on our show. So, David Neal, who are you and what do you do?
David Neal, game changer. Been around this game now for about 20 years. We've got our book out, very excited about our book. And I think you and I are both passionate about helping small businesses succeed in selling their product or service to the federal government. And we couldn't be more excited to have David Fine with us today.
And that leads me into David Fine. Who are you and what do you do?
Thank you. First of all, I'm a fan of Hey GovCon Get Help. I've got the book right here, signed by one of the authors. So very excited about that. And yeah, beyond that, I have a background in technology with small businesses and startups. I've been doing a lot of work recently with AI. And yeah, just really interested in the intersection of government contracting and AI. I think there's a lot of cool and interesting stuff there.
Most definitely. There's a lot popping up in that area as well. I think today's conversation is going to touch upon a couple of the topics that we have in the book, and mostly around tools and technologies, and how right now, especially, I think we're seeing lots and lots of things pop up for folks to be able to use. And it's not all of them are going to be the best spent money that you might actually go out and procure. So David Neal, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the tools and tips and tricks that you've got for folks leveraging tools out there in their GovCon pursuits?
Chelsea, thank you as always. Great platform, great show. David Fine, how are you, buddy? I tell you what, in our book, we talk a lot about getting help. And today we're going to talk specifically about tools. Now, there are free tools out there that we all love. USA Spend, FPDS, in the government world, you should be familiar with those. SAM.gov.
Yeah.
And then there are tools that are, let's say, on the cusp that you maybe have to pay for. And one of those tools that everyone is talking about now is AI. Ooh.
Right.
Should we be terrified of it? Are the T1000s going to take over? So we've got David Fine with us today. David, let's just talk just a little bit about technology in itself, because you and I have a similar approach. I like using technology, right, to help small businesses. What's your initial thought as we start to lay the groundwork for the conversation for today?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest fear with AI, in addition to the world domination piece of it, is this fear that AI is going to come take people's jobs.
Yeah.
And for me, I really look at it as more of a tool, not a replacement for a person, but a tool that can help a person do 10 times more than they normally could, or do 10 times less of a thing they really hate doing. I look at it as a tool to reduce busy work and basically make a human's time go farther, not replace a person.
I would 1,000% agree with that. I think some of the things that get me a little frustrated with AI, you've got a lot of people throwing a lot of money at AI, right? And so a lot of the new AI, say, tools come from a standpoint of, hey, we need to hit budgets and dollars because we've got expectations. I would steer clear maybe of a little of some of that, because let's face it, some tools are good, right? Not every tool is the best tool in the shed, but tools then that are designed with, say, especially for our market, GovCon folks, where they've got your best interest at heart. They are using that tool, and it's designed specifically to help you find opportunities. And we're going to adjust here just a little bit about where the market and everything is going. But that's my take on AI. It's not to be feared, yet those may be pushing it. and why they're pushing it, they've got to pay back those AI investors. Great
Totally.
tool, great product, great service. Just be very careful about who you're going to work with.
I think it comes down to doing due diligence and,
Yeah.
and really finding out, okay, are these tools all that they're claiming to be?
Yes.
Because everybody's out there making really big claims right now about all the things that their AIs can do. And if the thing's brand new on the market, they may not say that they're still in beta testing, but I think there's still a lot of tools out there that are still, they're changing things on a daily or weekly basis. So things aren't, the interface and the user ability is not staying very consistent. You may hesitate, you may want to hesitate in dumping a significant investment into those tools that are brand new, just rolling out, and let some other folks get a little bit more experienced with them, get the chance to work out the bugs, if you will. What are your thoughts on that, David? Fine.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I do think it's funny. If you just think about the timeline, early 2023, LLMs start really gaining a ton of traction. So a lot of these LLM-powered tools out there, you think about how old could they possibly be? So I would say they're all in alpha or beta. And then you just got to look at the price tag and think, is this something that I'm going to be paying for something that's half baked? And how much of this could I be doing myself?
Yeah. And like you said earlier, and let's talk specifically now about what's happening in the market. A lot of small businesses, and I don't want to say are changing strategies, but they're really trying to add in maybe like state and local work. Because let's face it, the federal government being chewed up by a chainsaw by Doge right now. So are there good tools out there that can help you on a state level? Sure there are, right? And like you said earlier, David, you want to take away that busy time. If you're going to be sitting in front of a screen in opportunities, they're going to be coming at you left and right, but it takes you half a day to edit and scroll through those. Could you use technology to increase that? Could you find more opportunities and help your people be more successful? So yeah, so that's the angle, right? That's the approach that you gotta have to look at technology. And David, you and I had a conversation about this. You've got 50 states and you probably have 50 different, just from a state level, not even a city level, right, of different websites and things that you could be going to and searching and looking. And that's time consuming. And
yes, it is.
You could be paying somebody, right, to be looking and searching for that. But let's face it, most small businesses don't have that time and energy to do that. So yes, if you can use technology, there are other areas. I'm just talking about that specifically. But there are other areas where you're right, your busy time, or could your time be better used in other areas to help your business?
Where do you think that there could be areas in which it's dangerous right now to start bringing in and to start leveraging technology? I'll start with you, David. Fine.
Yeah, I think you saw my immediate reaction to that.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I think a lot of folks coming from outside of government contracting, maybe they're coming from a venture studio, somebody's given them $1 million and said, go on your way and build AI for GovCon or whatever. A lot of those folks start with the proposal writing piece, because from someone outside looking in, myself included, we look at proposal writing as, okay, this is a very easy use case for an LLM, right? LLMs are great at writing things. So I see a lot of stuff coming out now that is just ChatGPT regurgitating proposal. And I've been lucky enough to talk to some contract officers who have been on the other side reading these proposals. And in 2025, they all tell me that they can really tell if you just submitted something that came right out of one of these tools. Now, it's a fantastic tool, tool for proposal writing. But if you're thinking, hey, this is going to help me write my proposal, or it's going to just write my proposal for me, and then I can just shotgun blast everything on sam.gov, I think that's going to be a waste of time and money.
And I love what you said earlier. We're looking at technology not to replace people, but to enhance. Right. So I know people out there that have nice proposal writing AI tools.
Totally.
And at the end of the day, you're still putting in the human element, right? If you're just going to rely on technology 100%, that's where your mistake is going to come in, right? And that's where I think you have to be careful as you interview, talk to your due diligence. If somebody is saying, listen, you're going to get 99% of your time back and you're going to be able, I think that's where the worry is going to come in, right? That's where the concern is going to come in. That's where the danger can come in. And I think there are, again, if you just look at technology, we're at the cusp, right? We're at the cusp of it. You're always a little leery until everything comes together and then it can take off, right? We're not afraid of technology. We're not afraid. We're just really trying to help small businesses use it correctly, use it properly. Time management is a great place to start. Not people replacement, but time management.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the ChatGPT regurgitated proposals and the regurgitated sort of content. And it's very obvious when you use it. It's full of dashes when there should be commas or things like that. And
The
it's got
long dash,
emojis.
right.
The long dash, exactly. And you're like, wow, people really aren't really recognizing or acknowledging the fact that they're leveraging technology in this way to produce this content. And then they're expecting to be able to claim it themselves and expecting it to reproduce themselves. And I think that from the government side, I can't even imagine how frustrating it has to be to go through all of these just kind of stock hallucinated proposals that are like even actually do that kind of stuff. So you really do have to have that human element in the loop, and you really do need to make sure that whatever you're producing and whatever you're feeding it, whatever you're getting out of it is consistent and accurate and in the voice that you would like to be projecting and the tone that you want to be providing to the government. And I think that's an oversight that a lot of small businesses are probably keen to take on, because it does seem, okay, this is just going to save me tons of time. I can submit everything now. And the reality is you shouldn't ever be submitting on everything. You should always be focusing down on what it is that you're good at and what it is that your skill set really applies to, rather than just trying to chat GPT everything for everybody.
David, as an evangelist, as someone who is a technology expert, let's just get your feel. What would you foresee the next year or two with
That's
these tools?
Great question, David. I think a lot of people view an LLM like ChatGPT, for example, as a great writing tool, which it can be a good writing tool. Large language model, good for writing, but I think these models are twice as good at reading as they are at writing. And what I mean by that is if you give it these gigantic PDFs, 50, 100 pages that you're downloading off of SAM, and you're asking it, what's the place of performance? Who are the contacts listed in here? What are the set-asides? Does it have anything in here about...
Maybe related to a NACE code?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so you can just feed it that, and some of these models like Gemini, for example, can just pull out all of that information for you. And I don't know about you guys, it takes me a long time to read a 50 to 100 page PDF. So that's something that I really appreciate. And when you're doing that, you're not like holding up a flag that says I'm lazy. It's more of an internal process that can save you a ton of time, right?
Yeah. I've seen the good and the bad. And lately I've seen a lot of good. I've seen where people are using it to really comb through, weed through, and finding the right opportunities on a federal and a state and local level. Now, to me, when I look at something like that, I am appreciating the time management piece of it. As someone who's been focused on business development, forming relationships, trying to find opportunities, it's a lot. And right now, small businesses are struggling to find all of that. So I'm with you, David. I do like to see it when people are using technology on the search side, not always on the answer side. You can use it both ways, but that's where I see the technology really starting to really help small businesses and people out is let's really position ourselves correctly here. If we're a woman-owned small business, or if we're an 8A company, if we're a service disabled veteran-owned small business, and we do this and we do this really well, those are the opportunities that I want to search and find. And I want to match up my category now with the federal government, with cities, with states, with counties. Wow. Now that's, now if you're given 100 really good opportunities to your sales team, to your BD folks or whatever, and that they can really start to sift through and comb through, and now 50 of those are just perfect, right, for you. Well, now you've really increased your bandwidth on opportunities, and you've cut your competition down, right, if you're looking exclusively in those set aside categories. So that's where I see technology really out there helping people. But here, my last question for you, David, is you've got all these pieces of the puzzle, right? You've got states, you've got cities, counties. Do you ever see all of that coming together? You see AI bringing that together into a kind of, I don't want to use the word data warehouse, but into some type of a user-friendly app? That would really be awesome.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question, David. And that's something that keeps me up at night. That's something that I think about in the shower, that I dream about. I think in a perfect world, something like that certainly exists. And I think AI has gotten us, I'll say 10 steps closer, because with SAM, it's all right there. It's very easy. But to your point with state, local, it's just not. No matter what tool that's out there, no tool truly has 100% coverage, because some random school district will have some random website that they're not getting data from. An RFP will be in some newspaper in Missouri that doesn't even touch the internet. But one thing AI can do is it's really revolutionized data scraping and crawling, because it used to be that you had to build a separate engine to process each kind of website. But with AI, you can just build a single one of these engines and basically use AI to figure out automatically, what am I looking at? Is this an RFP? So you can fan out and really get a lot more stuff. So I don't think we're there yet in the everything.gov sense.
Everything, I like that. Everything.
Trademark that right now.
Yeah, trademark that. Everything.gov. You heard it first here, right?
Yeah.
You heard it first.
Everything.gov.com maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're not there yet, but I think large language models are a tremendous tool to get there. And it's only been really 2 years, and I'm excited to see what the next 2 years bring, right?
Yeah, Chelsea, from our standpoint of view, is we help our clients across the nation that maybe are struggling on the federal side. I have a couple of clients that we're diving deep into state right now. Thank goodness. And David, you and I talked about this. That'll be another show, but they had a reciprocal from one state to the next.
Yeah.
They got certified in one state, so they were able to jump from California to Maryland to North Carolina. Again, you look at a process like that and you think, we're going to use technology and we get certified in one state. Shouldn't we be reciprocal with all states?
Yeah.
You start really thinking, and then people want to start pursuing opportunities in certain states, and now they've spent all this time, money, and energy, and maybe even invest in technology, and then they come to find out they're not certified and they can't sell in this state. That's where Chelsea and that's where that human element has to come in, because if we're going to work with small businesses, we're going to help them, we're going to guide them, right, get them down the road. And again, we will still use technology, but like to your point, David, technology, at least right now, it's still not the cover all for everything. There's so many of these human elements that we just have to know and then help guide our clients.
Absolutely. It's an enabler. And I think we mentioned that in the book several times, that technology can't do everything for you, but it can definitely help you out in some areas. And there's definitely some areas that you need to be considerate of, compliance requirements and so forth in that case. So there's lots of talk about technology and developing and the way that it's emerging and the speed at which it's changing. We cover that somewhat briefly in the book, but David, hold that book up again. Our book, Hey GovCon, Get Help, has helped, I think. Yeah, that's helped folks, right? I think that's helped you, David Fine, and I'm hoping folks will take this opportunity to go out and check it out, get it on Amazon, procure that now, and help yourselves.
Give it 5 stars.
Yeah,
right now we have 6 5-star ratings, which is awesome. We're on our way to being a best-selling book, which is great. So thank you for everyone who's got the book. And David and I live in North Carolina. We met, we've had lunch twice, and it's been great. He's an NC State guy, Wolfpack. How great is that we just happen to be close? Chelsea's on the opposite side of the country, but
Yes,
that's still
indeed.
great. That's right. She's a Seahawk. Seattle
Yes.
Seahawks.
Yes,
so,
I
yeah,
am.
That's right.
Yeah, to the core. This has been a fantastic conversation, guys. I really appreciate you both jumping on, and definitely we'll have to have you both back on the show again to talk about changing technology trends and the way that's impacting government contractors from state, local, and federal levels.
I'd love that. Thanks so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, David. Thanks, Chelsea. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of GovCon Unscripted with your host, Chelsea Roberts. Do you have a GovCon story or need guidance in government contracting? Connect with Chelsea on LinkedIn to be a guest on the show or to enhance your business strategy. Don't forget, your network is your net worth. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your growing GovCon community.